Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Tay. Welcome to Live with Tay, where we have real conversations with amazing people you need to know. And I always give you that hotness to add to your playlist. Today's guest needs no introduction. He had us rocking the polka dots and doing all of the things back in the day. And he is officially back with one of the greatest hip hop albums of 2025, The Different Kids. Welcome to Live with Tay, Kwame. Hey,
Hey, what's going on?
Kwame. Yeah, thank you so much. First and foremost, before we kick it off, I've got to say congratulations on being inducted to the Hip Hop Museum as one of the inductees this year. How did that feel alongside Herbie Love Bug, Sweet Tea, all of the greats? How did that feel?
It was a very surreal experience for me because the people that I was inducted next to were the people that I grew up with in my neighborhood that I looked up to as a kid before records.
Mm.
You
Well,
know, these are
you love
people that,
music.
it's a very weird, I can't explain the experience for years later to be inducted into a hall of fame with your neighbors. Just doing things that we normally did as kids that people now consider classic
Mhm.
or legendary or historic. Like we don't think, as a 16-year-old, you don't think you're making history. You
Mhm.
just think you're expressing yourself and you don't think of it in that way. Um so when that stuff comes and you get that those accolades, it's a very full circle surreal moment. So
Mhm.
I really appreciated it, but at the same time I was like bugging out at the same time, like, yo, this is insane.
Listen, I live in Atlanta now and was so upset that I could not get to DC because the concert alone, it was like legendary to have all of you under one roof at one time, just having a ball. The
Yeah,
just looked like you all, it was like one big family reunion, and a big salute to them for giving you your flowers while you can smell them.
yeah,
Because let's just face it, I was sharing with you before we got started. I know for me, when I think back 1989, hip hop back then, we had so many different pockets of hip hop. And I
yep,
remember growing up in Iowa, shout out my 319 Cedar Rapids family. We
that's right.
rocking the polka dots, dancing. And I remember as a female, just being able to enjoy your music and the fact that it gave R&B, like it gave me some soul, but lyrically it just was a vibe. Like it had horns, like it was just something that was so different but so unique at the time. And so
Yeah,
this new project that's out now, The Different Kids, definitely, in my opinion, long overdue,
thank you.
because the music, you have showed your old fans that we still got it, and you've introduced to this new generation that it's okay to be you, authentically you. You don't have to follow the trends and all of
No.
the things. So what made you, after all this time, say, you know what, let me go and give y'all a little something something?
um I don't want to come across as like in a vain way, because it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But picture a room. All right, I'll get to that. 50th anniversary of hip hop rolls around, right? And they're doing all these ceremonies and celebrations with all these artists. And me, I'm a fan of the music. I'm a fan of hip hop. I love hip hop from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not looking to be recognized for anything, right? I want the founders, the foundation of this music to be recognized in all that they can possibly be. But then I go to like a museum exhibit and it says hip hop fashions of 1989. That was the exhibit. So I was like, oh, let me check this out. And I go
I
in there,
I know you was in that.
not one thing. And so I'm like, wait, I know where I was in 1989. I know what was happening in 1989. I know what all the kids were doing in 1989. What's this all about? Now, I'm not complaining. I'm not going to be, oh, no, y'all forgetting me, because that makes me the bitter old rap guy.
Yeah.
And I'm not. There's nothing bitter about me at all. And then other ceremonies were happening, and all these rappers were being recognized and doing shows and everything. And I wasn't sitting at home doing nothing, because there's things that I do,
Yeah.
and I go on the road with artists that I put out and produce, and so I was active, but I wasn't active in that space at all.
Mm.
So it taught me a lesson. It didn't make me feel like people were against me, because a lot of people could take it that way. Oh, they hating on you. They're not acknowledging you. Like, no, 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 no. It's not that. Imagine a room full of children. Imagine a room full of people, and everybody in the room is expressing themselves, right? But there's a kid in the corner, sitting in the corner by themselves, keeping to themselves, head down, not sad or anything. They're just into their own thing, and they're in the corner. And then when it's time to give out snacks, or it's time for the school bus to come or whatever, that kid gets left behind,
Mm.
because that kid did not express themselves outwardly. That kid did not vocally. They didn't express themselves, and I was that kid.
Mm-hmm.
I've been that kid for a long time, and it wasn't meaning that I didn't mean that I was trying to separate myself from anybody. It didn't mean that I thought I was better than everybody. It's just that's how I am. I'm an introverted person.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to myself, you've been doing this too long. You've been sitting in that corner too long, because, like I said, it's not in a braggy way, but I know I'm still nice on these beats. I
Listen,
know I'm still nice with these rhymes.
yes,
I know I could get on the stage and
definitely.
tear it down. Um, why am I not? Why am I doing myself a disservice by just sitting in the corner and observing? Observing. I'm doing myself wrong, because sooner or later I'm going to get old enough to the point where I can't,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to have a life of living in a regret, and I've never lived in a regret before. So it wasn't like, oh, let me pick the mic back up, and no, I was always recording. I was always making records. I just wasn't sharing them with anybody. So then I was like, you know what? Let me focus. Let me speak the truth, because there's no such thing as your truth. It's the truth or not the truth. So let me speak the truth from my perspective. Let me talk to people in my generation, because I don't feel like we're being spoken to. And then when I see other rappers from my generation, sometimes, and I'm not, nobody in particular, but I see other older rappers, they'll come out with a record and they trying to still look and act and be like they were when they were 20. That doesn't resonate. To me, it don't resonate.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can complain about it, I can think about it, or I can act on it. And then lastly,
different key.
yeah, and lastly, everybody is a different, they do things in a different way. But for me, I believe that I cannot call myself an artist and a producer if I am not actively producing art. Not what I used to do. That's cool, great. I'm glad that people like that or love that. But I'm a creative being. I gotta keep that's what drives me. That's what keeps me alive. And so I can't say that this is what I do and I'm not doing it. So I felt like I was doing myself, I was cheating myself. So that's why I put the record out.
No, and again, rounds of applause for you, because again, your authenticness always shines. It always has. From the
Thank you.
you've always stayed in your own lane, and you've been okay with that. For years, again, you came out, you could spit bars, you could give us dance bangers, you were fashionable, you're your own person. And so, for anybody watching this, they may be a creative, right?
Yeah.
And they are afraid to uh, step out because they're afraid of being the different kid. What
Yeah.
word of advice would you give to them, since you've done it and done it so well for so many years?
If you're a creative, if you're not a creative, if you're just getting up and you just have an idea to, I don't know, change your job, to move to another city, to do something that the people around you aren't doing, which would make you different. A couple of things are going to happen. If you don't do it, you're always going to live with a regret.
Mm.
Living with regret brings about stress, and stress brings about age, and age brings about a quicker death.
Right.
So you don't want that.
Mm.
When you decide to be different, when you decide to go on your own path, you have a 100% success rate.
Mm.
It's not about how much money you're going to make out of it or how much success you get out of it. If you have an idea to do whatever it is, and you're able to wake up that morning and do it and take a step toward it, it's a 100% success rate. If you had the idea and you sat on it and you never decided to do it and you just regret it, you now have a 100% failure rate.
Good.
No one can live with a 100% failure rate.
Mm.
You're going to hate yourself.
Mm.
So my advice to anybody doing anything is do not be afraid to try it your way, try it a different way. If it doesn't work, you did not fail because you tried it. You succeeded the whole time. It may not have worked out the way you wanted it, so you try something else. And then you succeed at trying. You know, and I think a lot of people lose sight of the success in trying.
Mm.
Um, and so that's like my biggest piece of advice to anybody, creative or not creative. And if you're a creative person and you're doing things 100% unapologetically, you are free. You are so free. You feel so free. You speak freely. You move freely. You walk. You dance. You do whatever freely, and you don't feel the weight of someone else's opinion
Mm.
on your back, because that is a terrible weight to have. Like, for the first time since my first album, I made this album with it wasn't expected. No
Mhm.
one asked me to make the album. Nobody gave me a dime to make the album. I just went down in my room at 5 o'clock in the morning every morning and recorded until I had an album. And and then I put it out. And so any kind of me speaking to you is a great success, because guess what? I might not have been able to speak to you if I didn't have the record out. You
Yeah.
know? So it's a success for me. Um, today is a whole press day. If I didn't put the record out, you know what I would have been doing today? I would have been going to Whole Foods. I would have been going to the other grocery store. I would have been figuring out dinner. I would have been cleaning up my room, folding some clothes, which is fine. But I did that yesterday.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because I decided to put something out, I got a day that I get to talk to people like you all day. I'm
Yeah.
not even tired. I've been doing this. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon where I am. I've been going since 7 o'clock this morning. I have zero tired on
Yeah.
me. I haven't taken a break. Maybe took 10 minutes since 7 o'clock. And I'm like, why would I have a problem with that?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
why would I have a problem with that? Because it was based on an idea that I had and a dream that I had, and I put it out there, and there goes now the crops are growing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not for the radio. I'm not asking radio stations to play it or this, that, and the other. All I'm saying is if you like it, you enjoy it, tell your friend, and maybe they'll like it and they'll enjoy it too. You know, that's
Listen, now that in itself, he done gave us a whole pep talk, a whole word on it, because since you dropped it, I know for myself, a fan, right? We've been day ones, whether you had music or not. When you produce music, Kwame did it. You can hear it. You're like, oh,
yeah.
we know it's him, and we know it's him. And so I will say the day that I posted it and said, y'all, Kwame's back. Have you heard it? The comments were crazy, crazy, because, and you touched
Thank you.
this earlier, you have evolved. If you live, you evolve. And
Yes.
from Boy Genius, the rhythm, only you, all of the things, this project, people are like, well, it doesn't sound like before. And I have, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, it's an evolution, but the core of who you are is still there. We
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
got the storytelling, we still got the funky beats, we still got lyrics in a consciousness, the stories from the beginning to the end. If you listen to the lyrics, lyrically, one of the best
Thank
projects
you.
of
Thank you.
2025.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
and from I like the old rapper, because that's me. It's like, how, people are like, oh well, y'all just like that old rap. The kids are listening to and have been introduced to you in this phase of who Kwame is, right? And
Yeah.
so how does it feel with this project? I know you said I just got up in the morning and I went down and did it. How does it feel knowing that it's been received extremely, extremely well?
It's crazy for me because that's the question of the month for me, from people that know me, from people that, just having an interview, like, how does it feel? And on one end, it feels amazing,
Mhm.
but on the other end, it's weird. It's just like it's so weird. It's like being in a place that you haven't been in either a very long time, almost so long that you forgot what
Mm.
the place is like. So you're back in the place and you're looking around and everybody's like, how's it feel? I'm like, I don't even know. I'm just trying to figure out where the hell I'm at. It's one of those things. And I think I'm getting my footing now. I'm getting into it. And I'm loving the fact that people are asking me about specific records on the album. Because that was one of the goals of mine, to be able to have to put out a record that could resonate with people. Like, for example, I've seen a lot of artists put out new records and then they do an interview and all the interview is about is their old records.
Yeah.
And I understand, people have been waiting X amount of years to talk to you about this old stuff, and that's great.
Mm.
I have no problem. I'll talk about anything. But to hear people actively talk about the new records, and I love doing interviews with people. I did an interview with somebody in South Africa a couple of hours ago. They didn't know nothing. They didn't know none of the old stuff. They just knew the new album, and we just talked. And we
Yeah.
talked from an even place. I don't even think the guy listened to hip hop. He was just talking to me about music and what the music did for him.
Mm. I love it.
And he was like, and I was like, yo, all right. Most artists would be offended.
Mm.
I'm not. No, 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 no. I'm here. I'm here. If I'm gonna put out a word, I'm here to spread the word. I'm not gonna be offended at anything. So I'm trying to gather those feelings. And as far as what the younger generation thinks or feels, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't even know if they're receiving it. I don't know if they're hearing it. I
No,
don't know. But
I have a 15-year-old DJ. Shout out DJ Smooth J.
all
When
right.
he said, yes, I'm feeling it. And you did a drop for the DJs. You said
Yeah.
they only, and he was one of the ones, and he was so just honored to have a drop by far.
Yeah, yeah. And that's and see, that's the dope thing about it. That's the dope thing. Think about this. Think about, and I tell people this all the time. If you're 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever, and I'm go with me. I'm getting to this for a reason. Your 5-year old self, your 10-year old self, your 25-year old self, they still exist.
Mhm.
They're still in you. And you got to remember, you got to, sometimes adults choose to forget this. They choose to forget, whether it's through trauma, whether it's through just whatever. They don't want to remember how they thought as a kid and what they felt as a kid. They don't embrace it. Where for me, I embrace it 24/7. There's never a time that I don't speak to my 10-year old, my 12-year old, my 15-year old. It doesn't matter. It's just that's the lens that I look at things. And one thing I've always learned, and it's funny that I catch myself doing this in real life. When you're a kid and your parents are talking, your aunts or uncles are talking, your grandparents are talking, and you acting like you're not listening, trust me, you're taking it.
Yeah.
You're listening. And then 30, 40 years pass by and you start talking, and you're like, yo, that was my grandmother that just talked. You know? So I want to be able to put that kind of passion out there in
Mm.
the music, where maybe the kids, they want to still bounce and listen to Glorilla and all that kind of stuff. But hopefully they took something in that resonated with them, and they went back. Just like when I was a young adult and I just went back to all the old soul music and Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye stuff before I was born, and I resonate with that. And hopefully I hope the kids do that with my
No,
music.
I definitely think so. Well, before we get up out of here, I got three favorites on the Different Kids Project, which again, if y'all are tuning in, I need you to download it, support it, get the vinyl, all of the great things. But there's three of my favorites.
Okay.
Kwame. Now,
Yes.
if I'm wrong, when the project first dropped, it didn't have that song
No, no,
on.
no. That song was there. There was a song called "You Ain't Gotta Lie."
Okay.
Track 11. Kwame to Kwame, track number
I think it's
um
15
15.
or 14 on
It's
it.
50, yeah, it's 15. That's there. That's an important track. That's my science fiction therapy session.
Okay.
For just, real quick, so people can hear it. It's current me going back in time to 1990 and talking to Kwame of 1990, thinking the Kwame that thinks he's on top of the world.
Okay.
And I got to deliver the news that your world is about to crumble
Mm,
in every single way. And I'm telling myself, this is what's going to happen in the next 35 years.
mm,
But stay your course, um, believe in yourself, and it's okay to be who you are,
yeah.
because it'll twist back around.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
So that's a very important record for me. It's literally therapy for me.
And I love, like, one of my favorites, but my all time, hello, anybody. Yes, we hear you. Please. Thank you. And then my theme song, and one that I will continue to play every morning, is No Way, Go Away, featuring Vivian Green. When
Yo,
I
you know what? Every interview that I'm in today, everybody is saying that. And it's so I can't wait to tell Vivian this, because Vivian wanted me to take that record off the album.
no,
She was like, "This album, that record don't fit. Take it off."
it
I'm
does.
like, "I'm telling you, that's the joint. Nah, it's a good record, but it don't fit." I'm saying, she's like, "Nobody's gonna like that record." I'm like, "Okay."
Sorry, Vivian. We definitely are feeling that one. And so, as we close out, Kwame, thank you so much. I hope that you are going on tour soon, because
Yes, I am.
we are there. So everybody make sure that you follow it. People over 40 like me, y'all get on the social media. He's been killing social media with the promos and all of the things. But we
Thank you. Thank you.
want to support you and make sure that you cop it. And
Real quick.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Burlington, Iowa.
Yeah, I forgot. Okay, everybody. Fun fact: all of my Iowa family, you can now say that we've got a hip hop legend from Iowa because Kwamé his has roots in Burlington, Iowa.
Yes, my grandfather is from Burlington, Iowa.
I love it. And I know the Rosses from Burlington, Iowa, which are probably watching this, and now they're going to brag about Kwamé having
there you go
in Iowa. So thank you so much. So Iowa, who's to say when he goes on tour, I think we need to bring him to Iowa.
I would love it. I would love it. I would love to just walk the streets of where my grandfather was from because I've never, I've never been. I don't think I've ever been to Iowa. Now that I think about it, I may have been to Des Moines like when I was a kid, but I don't remember.
Well, Iowa, you heard it. Y'all make sure you run it up and make sure that we get him to come to Iowa. So Kwamé, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Y'all,
thank you.
Get Different Kids. It's out now. And so my pep talk is inspired by Kwamé. Create without limits. Let the soul of your work speak louder than the noise in your head. All right,
yes.
y'all. Until next time, y'all, this your girl Tae.